Hey, what's up everyone, Galactic here, bringing to you my thoughts and opinions on Deep Rock Galactic. Danger, Darkness, Dwarves. Now, this game has been out for a fair dinkum while now, and seeing most of the reviews that I've seen on many people's channels, there's a few tad things missed out that I want to throw nearly enough my hat into the ring and give my opinion on this game too. I just want to clarify that I give a game 1 to 2 weeks to get my full-fledged opinion on, and I will be going through the good shits and the bad shits that Deep Rock Galactic has to offer. Without further ado, let us begin. To basically give you a sum on what Deep Rock Galactic is, you are basically a dwarf working minimum wage at a company known as DRG, and you're going to the planet known as Hoxie's to get yourself missions and get paid to do all sorts of assignment missions. Now, Hoxie's is basically nearly enough a weird planet, and you go to such areas such as going into a rainforest looking area, or down in heat, magma and core areas, or down in frozen area abysses. All areas in Hoxie's do have basically a pro and con while you're down there, and there are also various missions too, such as gathering ores and materials, salvaging up old mules and that from past previous dwarves that were already there, or taking care of some pest control area too, and many more as you go through the game. You can basically do this by yourself, or you can use your handy dandy good friend Bosco, your handy dandy drone, which can help you do anything that a dwarf could do. For instance, want Bosco to mine debris for you in Oz? Say no more, and Bosco can got you that covered. You want Bosco to take out an enemy that you can't reach? Don't worry, Bosco's got that covered. You want Bosco to pick something up for you while you try so hard as to get off a cliff to repair a mule? Have no fear, Bosco's got you covered. This man is basically the best thing to have when you're playing solo. He will do literally anything for you, light up a pathway for you, pick you up if you're down, and he does not require ammunition or anything to it. He's basically like a miniature turret, if you're got in the eyes of the engineer, in my eyes. But moving on now to basically the classes that you have when playing Deep Rock Galactic. You get a pick out of 1 to 4 classes, starting off first with the Driller. The Driller is basically, well, a driller that basically is good of taking out debris. His main weapons of uses are basically flamethrowers and pistols, and his main source of mobility is, well, drills. The Engineer, which is my personal favourite, good for making up choke points. His weapons of uses are mostly shotguns and grenade launchers, and also his handy dandy turrets. Moving on to the Gunner. The Gunner is basically, just as it says, he's locked, loaded, and ready to make shit dead. His main weapons of use are mostly the shield and minigun, and also a pistol to boot. Tough one to basically take down. And lastly, moving on to is the Scout. Scout is the fastest dwarf out of all of them, and just like it says, he basically scouts out the area for you. Main source of use is basically a grappling hook, and he's also good with long range weapons as such. Moving on now to basically the stuff that you can do when you basically are starting off playing Deep Rock Galactic. Starting off first, we have the wardrobe, allowing you to customize your dwarf from the armor, helmets, beards, mustaches, sideburns, skin color, even emotes when you finish off a mission. And if basically enough you like that dwarf but you really don't want to switch out for another one, have no fear, because basically enough you have 5 free slots to customize 5 different kinds of dwarves. And as such, you can also customize, nearly enough, your pickaxe too, from the tips of the pickaxes to the color of the pickaxes to the handle, etc. And it also comes with, the 5 free slots. If you have one that you like, you can nearly enough make another one that you like as well. Moving now, working on to the weapons workbench. Basically, this is the area where you can upgrade your weapons. But if you are starting off, some will be locked away from you, and if you want to get more upgrades, you need to level up with that dwarf consistently, not the weapon itself. And basically it does come at the cost of the gold and materials that you also go down there as well. So you have been warned. And as such, you can even have 5 free slots and have different kinds of shotguns or other weapons that you have along the way. That's also the same with Bosco too, but Bosco works a bit differently. Instead of leveling up with the dwarf, you need your player level to level up while you keep going through Deep Rock Galactic. The more you can upgrade Bosco to have him to where you can have more rockets, or light up pathways a bit more better, or have more revives when you fall down. And as such too, they have 5 free slots. The shop, basically enough, you can, well, go there to purchase near enough all armors, skin colors, beards, etc. But some of these do come at the cost of your materials as well, and also gold. But if you're not interested in that, you can purchase it with a new type of currency known as Eponite, and if you purchase it with that, you save some gold and materials along the way. We also have the Abyss Bar. Now the Abyss Bar is where you go to purchase drinks from the handy dandy loving boy known as Lloyd, where basically as such, not many of the drinks in that are really at all helpful. They're just there for a laugh and a kick as such, but really you should be focusing on is today's special. You purchase today's special, they basically give you a perk for one time when you go in the mines of Hoxies. But you can also do is dance to copyrighted music, so as I can't play any of that, or basically nearly enough do a barrel kicking game, which is quite annoying. Moving on, we have basically the weapons tab area. Now the weapons tab area is accessible to you once you've completed all of your main quests. Once you've completed your main quests, the world is your oyster for the time being. You can explore any area, purchase yourself some new weapons for Pacific Dwarfs, do your daily challenges, or basically your Oxcore slots. But that is mostly half of the things that you can basically access for the time being. If one of your dwarfs reached level 25, that dwarf is eligible for a promotion, and it will be noticeable on the assignment board. So once you click on that, and probably pick a different dwarf, because once that dwarf reaches level 25, you can't basically, as such, get any XP from that dwarf, so it's best to pick a new one. And do all your assignments. You have to basically sadly leave a group. I don't know why they've done that. You just gotta do it by yourself. Make your way to the Memorial Hall. Pay your respects, make your way up to the pedestal, and get yourself a promotion. Be warned though that it does cost gold and materials to level you up. And once you've leveled up, you get a heartful speech from nearly enough DNG's, well, commander, or whoever he is. And once you've done with that, now the big boys get into play. You have eligible access to use different kinds of new tools and access to new machinery once you've ranked up. For example, you get to near enough purchase the slot machine area. This is a thing that I would really not recommend you doing. It's where such you can buy or sell materials that you get for some easy gold, or you can spend gold to get some materials. Be warned though, because the odds are not in your favor. You have access to the Forge. Now the Forge is an area where you can access to probably give your weapons an extra kick, or unlock new types of cosmetics such as beards or weapon skins and all that. Once you've forged at least about 5 items, you get yourself a rank up, allowing you to get another Oxcore for free. And finally, we've got the deep dive missions. These missions are the top one. These are hard missions to do, depending on how well you do it. I would recommend you mostly play with a friend, but regular deep dive, it's pretty simple. You go in, you do a mission. Once you're done with that, you go deeper down. All gold and nitro will be saved over, but any other materials will be locked away. Your health and ammo will still stay the same, and you got to do this 2 more times, complete 3 missions in a row, and then get the hell out of there. The rewards on it are a bit good, depending on which deep dive you do. Now the Elite Deep Dive is for the big boys. These are the hardest ones possible in the game because it has hazard missions. Now hazard missions are things that you find once you level up that make your time in the mines a lot harder to do. Once you've beat them, you get even more XP and a few extra good ox cores when you're down there. So you have been warned. Moving on now to the chariot of it all, the Battle Pass. Now in my humble opinion, Deep Rock Galactic's Battle Pass is, to me, one of the best ones, because as such, you don't require a paywall to basically enjoy the Battle Pass. They have no 2 tiers for paid members or free members. It is simply right there, and anyone can get it, where you can get as such basically some emotes, some helmets, some beards, missions, materials, and also if you get to mostly half the way, you can even get a new cosmetic for your boy Bosco. And there's also as such a script. Now a script is something that you can use on the community tree where you can purchase stuff up to basically, again, materials, gold, new weapon types, and mostly armor and paint jobs too. Now, again, these are some of the things I like about the Battle Pass, but the main reason why I say this Battle Pass is hands down the best thing is because even if you don't get everything finished off and done in time, have no fear, because basically some of these items that you may find will be in the shop one day at a price. They don't require you to purchase something with real world money just to get it. It's there for probably some gold or materials that you can find. Also, you can probably find some of these in remains, as well as you find in the mines, or in loot crates, or such in ox cores too. This is one of the good things I like about this. They don't require you to rush and get the thing done. They're saying, yo, take your time with our game. We want you to enjoy it. We do not want you to panic and stuff like that. They do, however, have challenges and stuff like that renewal once every 24 hours, which I gotta say that's a bit 50-50 in my humble opinion, but that is okay. The Battle Pass, in my humble opinion, is the best thing in Deep Rock Galactic, and I say most companies should fucking learn from Deep Rock Galactic's Battle Pass too. Moving on now to basically the good shits and the bad shits regarding Deep Rock Galactic. To start up first with the bad shits, I would mostly have to say would be the store and the forge. For example, I'm mainly engineer and I've basically purchased everything for the man, minus out the hats as such. But when I go to basically the gunner, the second character that I use whenever my dwarf gets promoted, everything is there for him. The beards, the skin colors, the minus out the armor and that, it's all there. That's because I have to purchase everything simultaneously. It's the same with the driller and scout too. And with the forge as well, as you get an ox core for like a cosmetic and that, it's only for the one Pacific dwarf, not for all 4. This is kind of an understanding at this point. As such, if you basically got every cosmetic and every ox core, you probably wouldn't know what to do with the gold or the materials that you've got, and you'd probably get a bit bored of the game and probably quit the whole game altogether, as such. So it's kind of a formal understandable thing on this, so as such I'm letting this one go. Another basically bad thing that I would have with the game would be the amount of lag with their new update. As such, when in Plaguefall a meteor lands, and it sort of lags the game a lot. Now this may just because of me and my bad internet, but if it's happened to you, I would like you to let me know in the comments if this has happened to you as well. And I gotta say, really, that is everything to know about the bad shits. That's it, really? Yeah, because there's a lot of good things on Deep Rock Galactic. And the most good thing I would just say about this is the community. The community is the best thing in Deep Rock Galactic. It has the most wholesome community known to any fucking game that I've played. Everyone's nice, everyone's friendly, you don't meet at all a toxic wanker, and whether such if you do probably meet a toxic wanker, they're mostly just booted out of the group altogether, and when someone else comes in, they're mostly nice and friendly. And there are some rules and key features that mostly every dwarf follows as such. Do not take 2 resupplies when a resupply is ordered unless you ask. if you do that, it's mostly known as double dipping, and it's mostly disrespectful. As such, it's more or less as another thing. Killing loot bugs. Killing loot bugs is bad unless it's basically Oh fuck. Prepare for
Deep
impact.
deep dive, and it's only mandatory to kill those things when it's absolutely an emergency. So my main pointers are try to make it look like an accident by having the perk it's a bug thing, or, you know, just kill it where no one's looking. And finally, many people have a gander at you if you drink a leaf lovers, or if you don't rock and stone. If you don't do stuff like that, you're mostly considered as a pointy-eared leaf lover. And if you're a greenbeard and new to that game, it's basically understandable, and the community will understand that and won't have a gander for you at that. And there's another thing. The community helps new players, get them around the ropes, teach them the new things on the game, what to do and what not to do. You don't fucking find this at all in other games such as Overwatch or COD, because if you do shit like this and you say, hey, I'm new, you're probably just going to get told to go off yourself. In Deep Rock Galactic, none of that. Everyone's nice, everyone's friendly, and you can easily tell that the developers of Deep Rock Galactic, Ghost Ship Entertainment, really put their time and effort into making this game. Because you can easily tell that they fucking enjoy this game just as much as we do, the community. Because as such, whenever you die, you're mostly in a fucking nightgown. They didn't have to add that, but they did, because they love the fucking game. Basically enough, management has a gander at you if you keep on spamming that you found a gold chunk, or if you find a bloody mushroom. They didn't need to add that in, but again, they did, because, again, they love this fucking game. Out of all in all honesty, if you're interested in playing a game where you're going to a strange planet and mining materials and fighting off critters, this is the fucking game for you. And as such, would I recommend you play this game? Abso-fucking-lutely. And even this is the first time I would even say this. I would even recommend that you even purchase their additional content. It's all fair, it's all at a cheap price. But if you're not interested in buying that at all, because right now it's on sale at a measly cost of £5 as I'm recording this, I would mostly recommend in purchasing their support bundle, because again, Ghost Ship deserve every fucking penny that they deserve into making this game perfect as it is. And that concludes my review on Deep Rock Galactic. Is it good? Abso-fucking-lutely. Would I recommend you playing this? Abso-fucking-lutely. And I would even recommend that you would even purchase their content. They don't make you feel as if that you're rushing something. They don't want you to pay for anything, just the game itself. And that's such, it's perfect. It's a good game, and I expect to see this game keep going into the long haul, maybe making it into even a better game. But what do you think about Deep Rock Galactic? Would you enjoy playing this, or would you not enjoy playing this? Or how else would you basically see this review as well? I would love to hear your comments down below. But as such, if you enjoyed this review, leave a like. If you didn't, and thought it was shit, just leave it a dislike. I don't really give a rat's ass. And again, I would love to hear your opinions in the comments. But without all of that, peace, DX is out, and I hope you enjoyed this review.